Alright, so I am apparently a little bit of a shit show today. I just filmed the entire check-in part in front of the window, turned off all the lights, turned off all the camera stuff, and then realized I entirely forgot to film the intro. So here we are. Alright, so today it's Foundation Friday. This is where I try out a new foundation every single Friday on my channel, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Today we're trying out a brand new foundation from ZOEVA. It's the Authentik Skin Natural Luminous Foundation. I haven't tried any face products from ZOEVA, so I'm excited. I think I've tried maybe like a blush and that's it. But this foundation retails for $28. You get 1.01 ounces of product, which is about standard, and it comes in 44 shades. So I picked up the lightest shade, 010 Aglow. You guys will hear me talk about the shade in the demo part of the video. But looking at the claims, it says it has nourishing power of rosehip oil. I love rosehip oil, so I'm all about that. Buildable, silky smooth, all day long finish. Lightweight formula while allowing natural luminosity to shine through. So I'm going to start swatches right here so we can see what the lightest shade looks like compared to some of my other foundation shades. Great, so here are a few quick swatches. Right here's the ZOEVA foundation in the shade 10N Aglow. Next over is L'Oreal Freshwear in 410. Tarte Rainforest of the Sea in Fair Neutral. This isn't their lightest shade, but this has been the one that's been closer to me than their lightest shade lately. Then here's Dermacol 208. So if you're excited for Foundation Friday and you enjoy while you're watching, you can give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you're new here, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. I have a Foundation Friday playlist down below with hundreds of foundation reviews if you need to check any others out or you want to. Okay, so right now it is 8:37 in the morning. We are starting this off. I'm so hot. I just showered. Does anyone else get like hot flashes after you shower? Because whoa. So I ordered this online, and usually I just go with whatever the fair shade is, like fair neutral. If there's a very fair, I skip it and I go with the fair neutral, and that's usually pretty close to what I am. But this description said fair neutral. It's 010N, the lightest shade, but I have a feeling it's going to be way too light just after looking at it in the bottle. Yeah. So hopefully I can just warm up my face a crap ton with some bronzer today. I do have things I'm doing outside of the house today, so this is going to be fun. I have my damp LA Girl sponge and then my Sigma F80 flat top kabuki, and we're just gonna go in. So it doesn't really say what kind of coverage, basically just says light natural finish, lightweight, has rosehip oil. You guys heard all the claims. Has a glass bottle with a pump. Oh, it's gonna be way too light. Here we go. Brush on this side. Uh-oh. We're looking pretty Casper today. Whoa, little bit goes a long way. Okay. This isn't gonna work, folks. I'm gonna have to darken this one. This is just way too light. Unless it oxidizes. I guess I can do it on half my face. See if it oxidizes at all. See if I can wear it. I'm just spreading this over a little bit because a little bit does go a long way. Got too much on this side. Feels nice and like velvety and just kind of smooth. I do feel like you can tell there's some kind of oil in here, just the way it's like gliding out. Right now it's kind of reminding me of the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. I actually have it right here. I was wearing this the other day. This used to be one of my favorite foundations when I had oily skin, and it doesn't look quite the same on my skin now. I still like it, but this is kind of reminding me of that a little bit. Do I need to turn it down? I think I may actually be able to warm this up with bronzer. I'm just going to use a lot of bronzer and stuff today, but if I end up liking this foundation, I'll definitely have to get a shade up, or maybe even 2 up. So let's do a sponge on this side. I just cleaned this sponge with lemon hand soap, and it smells very fragrant. Okay, so I'm getting lighter coverage on the sponge side for sure. I can still see a bunch of redness and my scarring coming through right there. I would say it looks like light coverage with the sponge, and then maybe like low-medium coverage with a brush. So I definitely like the brush side better. I'm just going to do my whole forehead with the sponge today, and then maybe build it up with the brush. Okay, I definitely need to build it up on this side to match the other side. It does actually seem to be oxidizing a bit. If you look at it right here where I just applied it versus the other side, and maybe like half a shade, nothing too crazy, but that's good for, you know, the situation today. Just bringing it over, building it up, see if we can get any more coverage out of this. And I'm just smoothing it over with a sponge. Okay, I feel like it's actually looking worse on camera. I think this new camera is so friggin' high quality that sometimes it like picks up more than what I can even see. I have been still switching around the lighting. I think it's closer to being, you know, good lighting right now. But it actually looks a little bit better in real life, I feel. Yeah, it's almost reminded me exactly of the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea, but with less coverage. This one definitely has a little bit more coverage. Built up, I would say I got it to medium coverage, but it's not like covering, you know, a ton. It definitely looks like more of a natural coverage. The finish looks like satin matte to me, actually. It looks pretty satin on my forehead, and then down here it looks a little bit more matte. So right now I'm liking it. There's nothing like, you know, standing out that looks bad. It looks good around my pore area. I'm just not getting the kind of coverage that I usually like right here on my scarring, but other than that, the actual foundation is sitting really nice on my forehead too. I think I actually also got some color recently because I was in San Diego a couple days ago and I got a little bit burned, so probably would match my not burned skin a little bit better, you know? But I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup. Right now it is 8:46, so I'll see you guys in a few minutes once the rest of my makeup is on. Okay, so it's now 9:20, but the check-in time is 9 o'clock since that's when I finished up with my face makeup. I feel like everything is like a little bit, I don't know. I just put on so much bronzer to try and make me look not dead. Looks just nice and healthy. I really like how it looks on my forehead. I don't love how it looks down here. It's starting to look a little bit dry around my nose area and my upper lip. Not horrible, just I don't love it right here, and I feel like I'm also like almost losing coverage around this area. It looks a little bit red around my nose and my upper lip. Everything went over it really nicely. So right now, as far as just the formula, I'm liking it. Obviously the shade is the wrong shade. I'm excited to see how this looks in natural lighting in a second. Before I tell you guys the makeup, I just wanted to talk about something super quick. I've been getting comments on the last few of my Foundation Friday videos saying you no longer have dry skin. Why are you saying you have dry skin? Your skin is oily now. For those of you who are new here, I had oily skin for years. I went on Accutane, and after Accutane, my skin was super dry, and I've been off Accutane for a couple years now. Keep in mind, you guys see one Foundation Friday video that I'm filming usually within a few days of each other, spread out over the course of a couple months. Like right now it is October 21st when I'm filming this. So keep in mind the timeline, but also you guys are seeing me test products that I don't normally use on my skin. So in my everyday life where I'm just wearing foundations that I usually reach for or I'm testing, my skin doesn't get oily at the end of the day. I really don't, especially like it used to. I might be closer to normal now rather than dry, but my skin is definitely still on the dry side. I don't get dry patches, but if I don't use all of my like moisturizing, dewy, you know, super hydrating products underneath my foundation, my skin looks totally dry, crappy, and I still have dry skin. So if my skin is looking kind of shiny throughout the day, 9 out of 10 times that's the foundation, because like I said, in my normal everyday life where I'm wearing makeup, at the end of the day, I don't look oily at all. So I usually know I can attribute that to the foundation. Is my skin as dry as it was right when I came off Accutane? Definitely not, but is it still dry or normal to dry? I would say yeah. I mean, that's just, you know, me touching and feeling and using products on my skin every day. What do I know? I don't care what my skin type is. It's been nice having more dry skin because foundations hold up better throughout the day than when I had oily skin. But if it goes back to being oily, then we'll deal with it. I just don't feel like I'm there right now. If anything, I'm closer to just normal. So that's that. Just wanted to give you an update because I've been getting some comments about that. Okay, so on to the makeup I use for the rest of my face. For bronzer, I use the Bare Minerals Medium 10 Original Foundation. This is their powder foundation. I love it in the shade Medium 10 for bronzer, especially if I'm just going for like an all-over warmth. I did use a little bit of the Bare Minerals Faux Tan bronzer as well afterwards, just to kind of deepen it up a little bit. Wow, you still had Bare Minerals today. I didn't even realize that. Use the Bare Minerals Blurred Buff blush. This is one of my favorites. Mentioned this in a favorites video. Razor Rejects. And then for for highlight, I used Milk Makeup Flex Highlight in the shade Lit. This is so pretty. And eyes, I tried to use the ColourPop Disney Masquerade Midnight Masquerade palette. I don't know what it is with ColourPop tones like this. They always pull so orange on my skin tone, so I didn't end up using that. I just used some of the matte shades in here. And instead, I used the L'Oreal Chromatic Bronze Loose Pigment on my lid. Is in the shade As If. I like this shade. It just has a lot of fallout, so I got like glitter kind of all over my face. So if I was using this again, I would do my eyeshadow first. And I put the Milk Makeup highlight on my inner corner as well. And then for lips, I used Too Faced Melted Chocolate. This is in the shade Chocolate Honey. And then I topped it off with Sephora 32 liquid lipstick. I think that's everything. So let's go see what this looks like in natural lighting, and we'll do a flash test. All right, so here we are in natural lighting right in front of the window, and it actually looks so much better. Like, I'm really liking how it looks in this lighting. It does look very natural, has slight glow to it, but not too overly dewy. I would say it looks like a true kind of satin finish. I'm so happy you guys are loving the new camera situation. This is my new Sony vlog camera, and it is not even comparable to the Canon G7X. Like, if you're a vlogger, you're starting out, or you even need like a good makeup video, It's not a cheap camera, but if you need a good vlog camera that's like super high quality, this one's amazing. I'll link it down below. I'm hoping it's not going to look drier right there throughout the day. It looks like it might be starting a little bit, but it just looks very natural on the skin. Doesn't look like I'm getting bad creasing yet. It's starting a little bit right there. I don't love how it looks here down, but I think that's mostly just the shade because I had to put so much product on my face. I feel like it's looking a little bit like murky or something down here, but if I had the right shade, then, you know, I think it would look a bit better. But yeah, right now I'm really liking it. So let's do a flash test. Ooh, okay. Definitely think it has a little bit of a bounce back. It does look lighter than my neck, but I think even more so than it does in real life. So I don't think I would wear this one in flash photography. My chin looks super white. I guess it does look lighter, you know, in real life, but I think it's definitely emphasized a bit in flash. So I wouldn't wear this one in flash photography, but other than that, so far so good. So I'll see you guys in a few hours back in natural lighting. All right, so it's now 2:35. So foundation's been on for a little over 5 hours. My eyes are all bloodshot from just being on the computer. But looking at the foundation, so overall it looks good besides the massive creasing I'm getting on my upper lip. Like, it's definitely way more than usual. They're pretty deep, actually, like all around my mouth area. But my forehead still looks really nice, and both times when I've looked at my face just like throughout my house in different lighting and like in the mirror, it's looked really nice and just like overall really smooth looking and natural looking. So I'm gonna zoom in. So my forehead still looks really nice 5 hours in. Here is the major creasing, like right there, all down the side, and then 2 huge ones right there and down here. So this is definitely more creasing than I typically get, which is weird because I didn't think this was going to be one that was like super creasy just based on how it looked on my forehead and just how it overall looked. So maybe a primer underneath would help out with that, with the creasing with this foundation. But everywhere else I think it looks good. It just looks still kind of like a satin finish, hasn't gotten dewier looking, hasn't, you know, worn terribly or anything besides this. But I will see you guys at the end of the night. Okay, so it's now 7:25, so foundation's been on for over 10 hours, 10 and a half hours almost. I still think overall when I'm just looking at my foundation at a normal distance, not like, you know, super up close zoomed in, it looks really nice for being on for 10 hours. And every time I've looked at my face throughout the day, it just looks nice. It doesn't look like cakey, it just looks very natural. It definitely doesn't have, you know, a ton of coverage or anything, so if that's what you're going for, I don't think you'd like this. The only thing that's blowing my mind a little bit in a confusing way is the creasing. It doesn't seem to have gotten worse or like cakey looking on my forehead throughout the day. The only thing I really don't like is just the creasing, which is so weird because like the rest of my face looks not creasy. Typically when I get creasing like this is because it's like a cakey foundation and it doesn't wear well on the other parts of my face either usually. And this, for this extreme amount of creasing, it's rare that I see it like with the rest of the makeup looking like this. So I think I'll just have to play around with putting different things underneath it around my mouth area to see if that helps. But I like it. Like, I like it. So if you have more mature skin or if you have a lot of problems with like creasing and wrinkles and stuff, then I probably wouldn't say get this one because of how it's creasing on me. But if not, I think it might be worth giving a go. I do like it and I am gonna wear it again. I feel like this might be a really good layering one. Like certain foundations I don't like on their own, but I like under powder foundations or just like mixing or giving a little bit of a boost with another product. And I feel like this could be a good one for that because of just the natural finish. But let me know what you guys think of this foundation. Have you tried it? What do you think of it? I think I am going to purchase 2 shades up from this. I can always mix it if that one's too dark. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Foundation Friday and found it helpful. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. My arm is falling off. I'm going to go do a little face mask, finish up a video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.